Yo, Kingdom, community vibes, community ties. Terrance Tucker is the brother who's connecting the tribe.
Boom! I'm back in the building. We back in the building. You see the smiles, man. You see the smiles, man. I got my guy in here with me. Yes, my brother, man. Yep, he's here. My guy, man, Richard Adams in the building. We call him Richie Rich because the man is rich. Okay, listen. Before we get to this gentleman right here, this king right here, let's say, hey, give God all the praise just for waking you up this morning. Tell him thank you right now. Okay? Thank him because he has given you another opportunity to breathe and smell and talk and walk. You know what I'm saying? Listen.
Right.
No man can give you that.
Yeah.
Only him.
Nothing without him. Nothing without him.
Nothing without him. All right. So give him all the praise and glory.
Right.
Now, you're watching the Community Vibes podcast, and we're back at you. We're back. Yep. I told you we was coming back, with another impactful guest. This is my guy right here. You know what I'm saying? Listen, my man, he's a barber connoisseur. Okay. A barber connoisseur, but he's also an entrepreneur connoisseur. Okay, so we're going to get into all that.
Let's get into it
today. Now, before we go any further, let's give this man a huge round of applause, man. For coming by. My guy, man, I appreciate you, man.
Pleasure,
you know what I mean?
Man. Glad to be
coming
here.
by. Listen, my guy always shows up, man. That's loyalty right there, man.
It's a pleasure.
All right. Listen, man, some of y'all can actually learn from that. Okay? No shots taken, just a little shot. All right? Now, tell us, just name for all the folks out there, your businesses, man.
All right, so we'll start with the Sage. It's the t-shirt I'm rocking today, the Sage. The Sage is an acronym for the 7th August Grooming Experience. So that's my barbershop over in North Augusta, South Carolina. I came up with the name. I'm really big on numbers. I believe everything is relative. Everything in the world, good, bad, evil, in between, it's all relative. But numbers in particular really stand out to me. The number 7, you probably heard it as God's perfect number, but it also means the number of completion. And so if 7 is the number of completion, that means 8 is the number of new beginnings.
Wow.
And so I use August for the 8th month of the year, so it's the 7th August grooming experience, the end of an old and the beginning of a new grooming experience. So that's where that came from. So me and the Sage. I got 2 great guys working for me over there at the Sage, Corey Frazier.
Shout him out,
and Vince the barber, Vince Curtis, also Joy Brown, she's with us, and we just started a braider last month by the name of Tamika Wright. So it's going pretty good, and we're growing over there, y'all. It's going really good.
Hey,
meet us at the Sage.
Boys popping over there.
Yeah,
now.
so got the Sage, and right next to the Sage is Provision Barber Academy. I opened that school, 6 years ago next month. Provision Barber Academy is the first barber school in Aiken County ever. Not just the first Black barber school, but the first barber school ever in Aiken County. Opened that school when I was opened the school when I was 30 years old. This going to the 6th year. August 26th will be 6 years since that school has been open. I have Perfections Barbershop in Asheville, South Carolina. Opened up that shop, and I just bought that shop 5 years ago last week. July 5th was 5 years.
Look at it.
That I bought that shop.
Look at it.
And I was just telling Tuck before we got on, I'm working on getting a spot here in Augusta, Georgia.
Augusta, GA, he coming.
You know,
he coming.
Hopefully you see us over here
within
the next few months. So.
He coming, coming, man. Listen, man, hold your horses, man, okay? This stuff takes time. All right, but my man coming, okay?
Oh yeah.
So be patient. I'm telling you, because my head might need it. You know what I'm saying?
We rocking the same thing. So,
Ball Nation, wake up. All right. So now we know for a fact, man. Me and you, we've had some very dope, man, conversations. Okay, and you have been very, very adamant. About how your family, how most of your family went to college.
Right.
But you didn't go that route. Okay. So tell them about your route.
Well, with me, growing up in the house, youngest, only male child, I kind of faced a lot of pressure. That I mean, it may have been internal. Who knows? But I felt pressure to go the same route as my sisters. They're all in the medical field. I didn't want to do it. You know, whether it was because I was a lazy student, not smart student,
like me,
right? You know, I just didn't want to do it. And when I walked across the stage the night I graduated high school, I had no idea what I was going to do in my life. No clue. Only thing that I knew was that I didn't want to go to college.
Right.
My parents was like, "Nah, you going to school." So you know, I ended up going. Hated every minute of it.
Fact.
I came home one day. I never forget. I told my mom, I said, "I'm not going back. I'm done." And she looked at me. She said, "Well, what you gonna do?"
What you gonna do?
And she said, "You gotta have a plan." And I said, "Well, I want to cut hair." I said, "I've been cutting hair since I was 12 years old."
Right.
And at the time, I was 19.
19
So I'm like,
old.
I've been cutting since I was 12, and I'm good at it. Why can I do this? It's funny because, you know, our whole lives we've been taught that actions do what? Speak louder than words.
Speak louder than words.
And it's funny because my sisters growing up, they would always say what they wanted to do, you know, in the medical field. And everybody would support them. Everybody would lift them up. Everybody would encourage them and empower them. But for me, it was different. Oh, why you want to cut hair? It's not even barbering. Why you want to cut hair? You know, you can't make no money cutting hair. You can't take care of no family cutting hair. But I was actually doing it when I was a child. They were just saying it. I was actually doing it. And so I'm like, this is what I'm going to do. So my mama said I had to get past my daddy. That was the hard part.
That was tough?
Yeah, that was the hard part. Because
them daddies don't play, man.
And I was reluctant to go and talk to him. The irony is my daddy was an entrepreneur. He had his own car lot.
Okay.
So I went down and talked to him, and he was like, nah, you stay in school. You're going to get the degree, get you a good job, start your career, and then you'll be. I said, well, Daddy, it's not really what I want to do. But last time I challenged my daddy, I got pushed off the porch. So, yeah, we ain't going to do that. So what I did was I went and I found an opportunity to do an apprenticeship as opposed to going to traditional barber school.
Okay.
So then I went back. I remixed that thing to my dad. I said, so Daddy, check this out. I found a way for me to pursue my barber's license without going to school. I can go ahead and go directly into a barbershop. I can train up under a licensed barber, get my license that way. I already have a clientele, so I'll be making money right now. And it takes me out of your pockets. He said, you got a deal.
Got a deal.
Got a deal.
See? Come with a plan.
Yes, sir.
Come with a plan.
Yes, sir.
Come with a plan. See? Hey, I'm an advocate for going to college. Yes, I am. Because that was my path. Okay? But that may not be your path.
Right.
But it does not mean that you do not have the necessary tools to be successful.
Yeah.
Okay? As long as you have a vision and goal and a plan.
Right.
And a will to execute that plan.
Yeah.
Anything is possible.
Everything is possible.
Everything is possible.
Everything is possible.
Okay? Everything is possible. So, once you started your own business, man, how did that feel? Like, you know, how did your family, you know what I'm saying, treat you when they start seeing you get a little love, like, okay, yeah, you ain't believe me, but that Rocky 5 song came on.
Believe it or not, man, it wasn't like that at all, man.
It what?
They supported me immensely.
Oh, dope.
Even to this day.
Dope.
My family is so supportive of everything that I've done.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about.
Even the things that I'm aspiring to do now, I run it by them. This is what I'm working on. This is what I want to do.
Yeah.
They jump on the bandwagon. They get their friends involved. They get their co-workers. Hey, my brother's cutting my cousin. You need to go to my cousin's shop, man. My cousin, he can cut your hair, you know. So they support me in every avenue, every aspect. Like,
that's love.
It's
love.
It's a beautiful thing. I'm so grateful.
See? My bad, y'all. You know, I thought y'all ain't support the guy.
Yeah. My family's some riders.
But love is love, man.
Yeah.
There's nothing stronger than a family love.
Yeah,
okay?
absolutely.
There's nothing stronger than that. Okay. There's no support stronger than the family support. I promise you, because that runs deep.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Now, you also have one of the best titles in the world. You're a father.
That's right.
You're a father.
Four. Father of four.
4.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm telling you, the man has had some long nights. Some long nights, man. And long mornings. I'm telling you, 4 kids, man. And he's handling it like a champ. Yeah. Okay. He's handling his business he has not ran from none of his responsibilities.
Oh, yeah.
Like some of you have. Okay? Now, how does it feel being a father of 4?
It's interesting. It feels really good. The funny part about it, and I talk about this all the time, I never wanted kids. Ever.
You did say that.
Yeah. I never wanted kids. And I remember each time I found out I had another baby on the way, I was actually angry, except for the second one. On my second daughter, I was like, well, fine, whatever.
It is what it is.
You know. But I had made up my mind after the second one, I ain't having no more kids. Then, you know, my wife kind of twisted my arm a little bit, you know.
As y'all do.
Right. And so I agreed to have another baby.
Yeah.
Still didn't want to, but I agreed.
Yeah.
And it wasn't long after him, number 4 showed up. Yeah. So, but it honestly feels really good to see them, all 4 of them have different traits and qualities that they got from me that I can see in them.
Oh, wow.
My oldest is 14. She'll be in high school next year. And that's really interesting. You know, I made it my business that I would grow and change as my children grew and changed. I never want to be one of those parents that anguish over the decisions that their child made, you know. So I empower them to make their own decisions and to kind of, you know, illustrate their own life.
Right.
You know, it's risky, because you kind of risk them going down a really bad path.
Oh, yeah.
But at the same time, I need to help them develop their character as early as possible.
As soon as possible.
You know, because, like, case in point, I remember I came in the house and my wife was talking to the girls about sex. And in our house, like, we're very, like,
open.
We have conversations. And, you know, so I was listening to them talk, and, you know, she dealt a lot from the emotional perspective, you know, how, you know, a boy take advantage of a girl, you know, he'll tell you whatever he wants you to hear, you know, in order to get, you know, what you got. And I was like, man, listen, if you decide to have sex before you graduate high school, like while you still in school, you probably get 2. After 2, you a hoe. And that title gonna stick with you. Like, it's gonna stick with you, it ain't going nowhere.
Use a hoe.
Right. That was number 1. Number 2 was if you decide to have sex and you end up getting pregnant while you under my roof and my insurance, you're not getting no epidural. You're gonna feel every last one of those decibels. So we're not doing any contraception. We're not doing birth control.
Oh, jeez.
We're not doing condoms because, in my opinion, I'm talking about me, those are keys. You know, it's like a car in the driveway. Your parents are gone, but they left the keys on the mantle. I did it. I got the keys. I drove the car. So you'll probably do the same thing as well. So we're not going to give you permission or an out to. We're not going to put you on birth control. We're not doing that. You know, because I need to teach you the essence of you, how to value and respect your body. And lastly, and this was the major kicker in the conversation, I'm not worried about the little boy. What happens when you want to have sex? Because I've raised my children where they're all headstrong, they're outspoken, and so they'll say no to something that they don't want to do.
Right.
But what happens when you want to do it? Let's talk about that.
You want to feel that love.
Let's talk about that.
You got an itch.
You know,
that needs
are
scratching.
you going to be able to tell a guy no?
Yeah.
Because you have other plans.
Right.
You know, so it's really interesting and exciting. Like I said, I decided not to anguish over the decisions that they make. They're going to get older. They're going to like boys. They're going to talk about sex. They're going to want to have sex. It's natural. We can't act like it's taboo and it's a discussion that we can't have.
Not at all.
It's natural. It happens.
It happens.
Science says as young as 3, they start getting sensation down there. So it's a conversation that we got to have.
So you're raising these kids, and they also see that you're a aspiring and successful entrepreneur. Their dad.
Right.
Are you raising them to do the same?
Absolutely. For me, my wife is a college graduate. Of course, I'm not. And I do not believe in college at all. I think it really was the greatest scam in the history of the world, other than slavery. But at the end of the day, it's like everybody on this earth, before they even got here, God put something in them. We came here with our gift. We came here with a purpose. That's why God put us in the first place. And the interesting thing is, I tell people all the time, there's 3 things that you kind of need to consider when it comes to discovering your purpose and your destiny, exactly what it is, why you're put on this earth in the first place. It's like, I remember my oldest niece, she was saying that she was going to be a doctor. Her mother is the nurse practitioner. And I had another, one of my other cousins, she grew up in the house with us, so she's just like a sister. She's a surgeon.
Wow.
And so when my oldest niece graduated high school, she was like, yeah, I'm going to be a doctor. What? And so everybody rallies around to give her their support. Yeah, bro, you can do it. Yeah, you can do it. And I'm sitting there like, you can, but you ain't. You know? And so everybody's looking at me like, hold up, man, you supposed to be the motivational speaker, you know? Yeah. But I'm like, it's a fact. It just is what it is. There's certain careers and certain professions where those individuals are one of or a combination of 2 things.
Right.
And those individuals are either born or they're bred. Born meaning that that's what God put them on this earth to do. Bred, somebody saw you, got you, girded you up, and showed you the way of how to become something. You don't just wake up one day and say, I'm gonna be a doctor.
Right.
I guarantee you, if you know any doctors, if you know any lawyers, or even, you know, police officers or servicemen like that, if you go to their elders, parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, maybe even older siblings, I guarantee you somebody will tell you that their language as a child, they were saying, I'm going to do this. Or they acted it out, they emulated it because it was already in them. They were born to do that.
Right.
Or somebody took them and showed them the way of how to get it done in the first place.
Right. Awesome, man. Awesome. Hey, my man dropping some nuggets in here, man. My man dropping some nuggets. Okay? Now, how do you feel about what's going on right now as far as the Black Lives Matter movement, man? The Black Lives Matter movement, man.
Well, I think the issue is Black lives don't matter. That's a huge issue that we have to deal with in today's society. At the end of the day, I don't have a problem with the racists. I don't. You can not like me simply because I'm black. That's perfectly fine. My issue is the systemic racism and the power that the system that puts them in power to spew their racism on a people. That's what I really take issue with. I have things that I like and I don't like. You know, I might throw off a couple of crackers and you know, a couple of honkies, you know, myself. It just is what it is. That's what we do. You know, so we can't do that without understanding and acknowledging that they do the same thing too. And so they don't have to like us. You don't. But the system that empowers them, that's what really bothers me.
That's scary.
I just had a situation just last week at my barbershop where the city inspector came by, and this is the second time coming in less than a year. That is not protocol. So he's coming to verify licensure, to make certain that I have the proper licensing in place and everything is up to date. That is not protocol. And so when he showed up, I had a client coming in, and I don't know what he said to them, but they came in and they're like, hey, he wants you to come outside. And I'm like, what? So when I go out there, he asked, you know, he needs to see my license. And I said to him, don't you got that downtown in a database? Like, y'all keep all of this stuff. You literally go and type in and see who has what. He says, well, I'm out doing random checks. But why are you here? Number one, the licensing are color coded. Last year they were yellow. This year they're blue. You can look through that window and see that blue piece of paper. So you don't even have to come in. Right. You can ride by and see that the license are up to date.
Right.
And so
don't come for me.
Right. You know, so I go back in the shop and he walks around my shop and goes into the back where the braider is. The braider stepped out, but she had a client still in the chair. So he go in asking the client questions. That pissed me. That got me hot. So now I go outside. I'm angry. And so, you know, we get a little loud. We start talking with our hands and stuff.
Say it with your chest.
In the midst of the exchange, I heard it loud as clear. You got to retreat. Because all these cars riding up and down this road, only thing they see is me doing this.
Right.
And he's standing there like, well, what's the problem, sir? You know what the problem is. But in my mind, I heard it a lot of days. You got to retreat. Because he's got a weapon. Yeah. He's licensed to carry it. Yeah. So if he pops me in my parking lot, I'm sprawled out, and the only thing you got is people saying, well, I did see the black guy. He was the aggressor. And so that's what I take issue with, because it's systems like that that puts people like that in power. Because I went to the group in North Augusta. We got a group where a lot of residents and business owners on Facebook. And I just put in the group, hey, any of y'all business owners got visited by the city inspector today for a random check on your license? Everybody's saying no. And anytime somebody said no, I said, I know. And one white woman in particular, she said, we've been in business since 1967 and we have never seen a city inspector. You know, and so you can dress it up, you can make it however you want to make it, but what other reason did he have to come over there with that foolishness? Right. You know, and there's no need to even complain because they're all in bed together. So that's what I really take issue with, because I remember my mom used to always say to us, and I didn't get it until we were adults. She'd always say that everybody wasn't raised like y'all. Right. I'm thinking that the way that I was reared, everybody got that same rearing, that same tutelage, you know. And the thing is, when you talk about Black Lives Matter and then people try to cancel that with black on black crime, it just makes me cringe. Right. Because number one, the same people chanting, rallying, and supporting Black Lives Matter aren't out there killing black lives. They're not doing that. It's a completely different people. That's number one. Number two, it's one of the things we teach in the barbering industry. One of the most prominent diseases, viruses, disorders that we'll see in the barbershop is a ringworm. Now, you get some little boys, they come in with the ringworm and automatically the parents, well, I get some cream and put on it. Okay, if the ringworm hasn't progressed to a certain point, the topical ointment will take care of it. That's perfectly fine. But if the ringworm has gone so far, you have to get something oral. It's got to be internal. You got to get something to get inside of the bloodstream and penetrate it, infiltrate it, so it can get the virus and the bacteria out. Same thing with black on black crime. It ain't a march in this world that's going to do anything about it. It was a system that was set up for these things to be. The conversation that we're having today, same conversation they had 20, 30, 50 years ago, to ensure that we're in the position that we are in now. When you talk about slavery, I'm going to ask you a question real quick. When you talk about slavery, what's the first thing coming to your mind?
Being hung.
Being hung. Yeah. And that's what a lot of people think about. They think about like the violence, the cruel punishment of these people to capture, I can't spit it out. Capturing these people. Right. You know, that's the main thing they think about. But the first thing that comes to my mind, especially with me being an entrepreneur, business.
Oh yeah.
Big business. And so while you have a lot of good white people who have never had slaves, who disagree with slavery, who think that black lives do matter, guess what? They also still benefited from slavery. That money didn't go away. It didn't just dissipate. The money that they made from the work and the labor that we did, that money just kept recycling. So when they go and buy homes, their parents can drop $50,000 on them for a down payment. You know? Right. I've been in a situation where I'm applying for business credit and not being able to get it. Not only meeting the requirements, but exceeding the requirements. And Monique said something really, really paramount when she had the whole Netflix situation. She said they keep moving the finish line. They tell you once you do this, you'll get that. So you do it, and then they push it back. Okay, now you got to do this. You do that too. Okay, now you got to do this. And since they played you out 2 times before, you do more. Then you go back, and the more you done, it still don't suffice. You know, so that, like, when it comes to Black Lives Matter, like, you probably will never see Rich marching. You probably will never see Rich doing any type of protesting. I do think those things are necessary, including the burning down of businesses. It just is what it is. I think it's all necessary and it all has its part. But my part is to educate people on the economic power of us as a people, how we can redirect that and change our demographic that way.
You heard it. You heard it, man. Nothing but gems. Nothing but gems, man. You know what I mean? Nothing but impactful nuggets, man, from my guy, man, Richie Rich, man. Okay, listen. I told you that it was going to be special. Okay? I told you. And listen, man, some of you, you know what I mean? Your feelings may be a little hurt, but guess what? We have to start having these uncomfortable conversations, man. That's how you move forward. That's how you move forward, man. Okay? Now, just in case these people want to get in contact with you for business, for speaking engagements, okay, or just to get some advice.
Okay.
How can they get in contact with you?
All right. I'm glad you asked me that. Okay. So for business, if you want to get a haircut, or if you want to refer somebody to a haircut, I cut by appointment only. You can call or text me for an appointment. I'm old school. I don't do any of the booking apps. I don't even write my appointments down. I remember them by heart. But my number is 803-221-9334. You can call or text me there. Get me on social media, Facebook, Instagram. As far as speaking, I came into 2020 and I put my speaking on hold. I will still take an engagement depending on what it is. But I put it on hold for a lot of different reasons. I don't know if you want to go into that or not. But yeah, I put it on hold for a lot of different reasons. Just the Cliff Note version, it was definitely spiritual. And I was getting presented a lot of opportunities that I felt was taking me away from my actual destiny and what I was supposed to be doing. And it was appealing, you know. So it's like, okay, do you stay focused or do you go ahead and get the bag? You know, and so I had to make a decision to kind of, okay, let me put this on hold, get some other stuff structured and in place, and then once I get these things that I know I'm supposed to be doing, then I'll revisit the speaking. You know, so that same number, that same number, you can reach me if you want me to speak, because if it's a need, I'm more than happy to fill it. You know, so if you need me to come out or want me to come out, I would definitely do it if it's something that I can do it and it does fit, you know. My goals, but I had to put that on because it was taking off. I was getting calls on planes flying across the country, and I was liking it. I was liking it a lot. You know, it's like that star power was coming and everything. You know,
man got something to give.
Yeah,
you know
and one of the things that I really noticed once I got on the trail and I was really going, I noticed that a lot of speakers, and this is no shade, I promise to God, this is no shade, but I noticed that a lot of speakers had something I call the nobility complex, and it's basically where they're doing good, they're doing the right thing, maybe even for the right reasons, but it's not impactful. And so it was like everybody feels good when they do good. That's the way that God wired us, to be good people. So everybody feels good when they do good, but what I saw is that it wasn't resonating. What's the point of me having a seminar, whether I'm hosting it or facilitating it? What's the point? Just to get people in there, puff them up for an hour and a half or two, get this check, and then they disperse and go right back to the same, you know, lifestyle that they was coming from, you know. So if it can't be something that's going to be impactful and resonate with the people, then I just had to pull out of it. And it was the same thing even with ministry, because I see a lot of preachers do the same thing, you know. They're doing good work, but it's not resonating with the people. You know, a lot of times lessons that are taught aren't the same lessons that are learned. And you can't do that in a 3-hour seminar. You got to have a relationship and a rapport with people to make certain that not only they get what they need, but they get where they need to go as well.
Okay. Hey, man, you heard it, man. Lessons that are taught are not always the lessons that are learned.
That's
right. That's key right there, man. It's powerful. Powerful. Listen, before we let this young man go, we have to ask him the magical question. Yes, you guys know what the question is. And determining his answer to this question, that will determine our friendship going forward, because this is my guy. So I would hate to end the friendship. Okay? Now, you eat chicken wings, right?
No, I don't eat meat.
Oh, well, I guess that's all, folks. That's all for that. That's all for that.
Now, so, what you gonna say? Flat?
Flats or drums?
Flat, okay.
Flats or drums?
Actually,
no, don't kill it. Okay. Don't kill it. Don't kill it, because we good. We good. Let's leave it alone. We don't want to know. Okay.
I stopped eating meat 3 years ago.
See?
August 1st will be 3 years.
There you go. Hey, man, listen, man. Thanks again, man.
Oh, yeah. My pleasure, man.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
For stopping by the Community Vibes podcast. I told you that we will bring you nothing but superstars, man. Okay? Superstars that are putting in work in their communities, man. Okay? We lifting as we climb. All right? We are some bridge builders.
That's right.
Okay? So, listen, man. Make sure that you watch this and subscribe. Please. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend.
That's right.
To subscribe, man. Okay, hit us up, man. You got his contact. You got mine up. All right. We'll see you next time. Hey, remember, put God first, man.
That's right.
All right.
Always.
There's nothing like him.
That's right.
I promise you. All right. Take care.
Yo, Kingdom. Community vibes, community ties. Terrance Tucker is the brother who's connecting the tribe. You say you won't shine, come get your shine on. You say you want vibes, come get your vibe on. Community vibes, community ties. Terrance Tucker is the brother who's connecting the tribe. Hey, you say you won't shine, we'll get your shine on. You say you want vibes, we'll get your vibe on.